Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today is going to be a little bit different of an episode. Today I am literally preparing a full course meal using only what I find in my house. I did not go to the grocery store to prep for this. This is literally a regular day. And I want to show you guys that you can create creative meals using what's in your house too. So let's get started. Alright, so I am searching my freezer. I found these mussels and I have Masago, but I also have some in my fridge already. So I'm keeping that in mind. I have some eggs. You can always do well with eggs. As you can see, I have some string beans in the back over there. I have some srirachas. I'm drinking an Izzle, getting ready. Now I'm going downstairs in my pantry and I'm showing you guys my ramen section. I am in love with ramen. But anywho, I grabbed the QP mayo and I think I have all these like Japanese, Korean style ramen. So I'm definitely leaning towards ramen. So we're going to do that. Also, this Langsa one that I just pulled down, get the curry flavor and try it. It's so bomb. It's so good. Anywho, so grab the QP. I think that's all that I get from this pantry. And then I go in my deep freezer. And as you can see, I'm a ramen freak. So I have frozen ramen, multiple bags of frozen ramen. I have cheese dogs. I have shrimp. I have chicken. I have shrimp dumplings. I eventually don't use the shrimp dumplings, but I have more mussels down there. So at this point, I definitely wanted to make some chicken, some type of chicken. I don't know what kind. So I'm looking at the different types of chicken that I have in my freezer. I have little Cornish hens, I have wingdings, and I have these chicken legs. So I'm deciding to use the chicken legs because they're much easier to defrost in a small amount of time. I'm using that ramen. I don't know the name of it because it's in Japanese, but it is really good. It's a tonkatsu ramen, which is like a pork bone broth ramen. So I'm trying to do 6-minute eggs. You'll see how that goes, but that's my water to cool down my eggs when I pull them out. In this little concoction, I have soy sauce, red pepper flakes, garlic, ginger, a little bit of rice wine vinegar, a little bit of rice wine, and that's it. Oh, and some sesame oil. Alright, so that is going to be the marinade for the chicken. I drop the chicken in. I let it sit there. I kind of twist up the top of my storage bag just so that everything can really get incorporated and submerged in that delicious mixture. And I let it sit for maybe like 30 minutes. And this is what my 6-minute eggs look like. Very homeless. But I'm going to eat them. Alright, so now I'm going to make some New Zealand mussels. I like to do like this little mayonnaise based sauce. I don't know how to explain it. It's just so good. So you use some QP mayo, and I'm using a container that I already had some leftovers in because I made some a couple days ago. And so it's just QP mayo, sriracha, a little bit of sesame oil, some Parmesan cheese, Masago, which are fish eggs, and a little bit of sugar. You mix it up and it makes like this sauce that you then put inside your mussels and bake them. They're so good. Like, please try this. Don't just knock it because you're not a mayo person. Alright, so I have my oven preheating to 400 degrees. Now I'm going to pour the marinade and the chicken that has been sitting in my fridge for about an hour to 2 hours and put that in a baking pan, and we're just going to cook it until it's sweet, sticky, caramelized goodness, right? And so I'm popping that in the oven, 400 degrees. You want to cook it for about, I think I cooked mine for about an hour and a half, just so that all that sauce could really like thicken up and caramelize and stick to the chicken. And I came to the oven every half an hour just to turn it so that it was being evenly coated. All right, you don't want all your sauce just sticking to one side of your chicken. That's not delicious. Okay, so now I'm going on to these mussels. I am pulling them apart or clipping them so that they're not attached to the shell. And I'm splitting them in half just so that they're a bit easier to eat. Sometimes I like to scoop mine out and put it on top of rice or whatever the case may be. So this just makes it easier. You don't have to do it if you don't want. And then you just fill the mussels with your sauce. Fill them up nicely. I mean, a lot of it is going to bake out into the tray, but if you fill them up, then quite a good amount will stay in the shell. So don't be frustrated if a lot of your sauce kind of like runs or bakes out. That's just part of the process. It's all good. So yes, so now that everything is nice and full, we're going to pop this into the 400-degree oven for about 10 to 15 minutes. And as you can see, the chicken is starting to get some color. That sauce is starting to thicken up a bit. We're just going to continue to baste it because we want all that sauce to get thick and delicious. Alright, so next up we have the string beans. These string beans were really simple. I literally, when I previously cooked them, I just sauteed them in salt, pepper, and a little bit of butter. So they were very plain. So I decided to use some soy sauce, some sesame seeds, some sesame seed oil, some garlic, a little ginger, soy sauce. And I tossed it all up. And a little bit of sugar. I don't know if I said that. And I tossed it all up to make this new flavor for the string beans. Really simple. I didn't cook them or saute them that long. I just kind of warmed them up. I warmed up the sauce mixture first, and then I threw all the string beans in there and kind of warmed them up in that sauce. All of the mussels are done. Look at that beautiful chicken. Don't worry about the burnt parts. Look at that chicken though. Yes. Now I'm going to start trying to make these ramen noodles. As you can see, it's all in Japanese. The directions on how to cook them were in Japanese. I was going to use the shrimp dumplings, but I decided not to do that. So I'm just making this ramen as best to my abilities. So I did the noodles first, drained some of the water off, added the seasoning packet and the soup base packet, and it ended up making a delicious ramen. Now I had some green onion left over, and so I plated everything up, and this is what we have. My eggs still came out delicious, even though they looked real janky, but this was dinner. Look at how thick and rich that broth is. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Make sure to thumbs up it, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye.